In this video, we're following the timeline chosen by you. Before we continue, only a small percentage of us are actually subscribed. This is a unique interactive series where you decide the story, your votes decide the plot, and the ultimate survival. If you enjoy being in control, hit that subscribe button now so you don't miss any chapter or series. It's free, and it ensures you're part of the story. Enjoy the video.
I didn't wait. I didn't think. I lunged out of that cramped, airless space and back into the familiar light of my dining room. My heart was a drum in my ears, the rhythm so loud it felt like it was shaking my ribs. I grabbed the handle of the wallpapered door and slammed it shut with a force that sent a shudder through the surrounding walls. I didn't look back to see who or what was standing in the dark of that hidden pantry. My fingers fumbled with a sliding bolt on the outside of the wardrobe. My skin was slick with cold sweat, making it nearly impossible to grip the metal. I felt a surge of pure, animal panic as the bolt resisted. But finally, it clicked. Oh, I had locked the intruder inside the hidden room. I backed away, my chest heaving, staring at the wardrobe. For a few seconds, the apartment was deathly quiet. Then, a single, heavy thud hit the wood from the other side. It wasn't a frantic blow. It was a calm, testing strike, a knock, like he was checking the weight of the wood and the strength of the lock I had just thrown. I turned and ran toward my main front door. I needed to get to the hallway. I needed to wake up the neighbors. I grabbed the handle and twisted with everything I had. It didn't move. It felt like the handle was welded to the frame. I pulled. I kicked the door. I threw my entire weight against the solid oak. Nothing. That's when I remembered the heavy metallic click I had heard while I was still trapped inside the hidden room. It wasn't just the sound of a door closing. Whoever had been living in my walls had another exit and had locked my front door from the outside. I was trapped in my own home with a stranger. I scrambled toward the dining table, my eyes searching for my phone. I needed to call the police. I reached for the spot where I always leave it, but my hand hit empty wood. My stomach dropped into a cold pit. I realized with a wave of nausea that I had left my phone sitting on the nightstand inside the hidden room, right next to that steaming cup of tea. My only way to call for help was 6 inches away from the man I was trying to escape. I ran to the large dining room window. I live on the 4th floor. I threw the latch and tried to heave the glass up, but it was stuck. It had been painted shut for years, sealed by layers of old lacquer and winter frost. I hammered on the pane until I thought my knuckles would bleed, shouting into the empty alleyway. Help! Someone call the police. Please! The street below was a ghost town. A single street lamp flickered over the wet pavement, but the rain was coming down so hard it turned the world into a gray blur. My voice felt small, muffled by the glass, swallowed by the brick buildings across the way. No one was coming. I retreated to a dining chair, my legs feeling like lead. I picked up a heavy glass decanter from the sideboard, my knuckles white as I gripped the neck of the bottle. I sat there and I listened. For 10 minutes. There was nothing but the sound of the rain. Then I heard it, a faint, metallic tick. I froze. The sliding bolt in the wardrobe was moving. He wasn't trying to kick the door down. He was using something thin, maybe a blade or a wire, to slide the bolt back from the inside, millimeter by millimeter. Tick, tick, tick. The sound was steady, methodical. He wasn't rushing because he didn't have to. He knew my phone was in there with him. He knew my front door was bolted from the outside. He knew I was cornered. The rats I had heard for 3 years. They were never rats. It was a human being living a parallel life, just inches from my own. He knew when I woke up. He knew when I went to work. He knew exactly which window wouldn't open. The bolt reached the end of its track with a final, sickening click. The wardrobe door creaked open just an inch. A hand, pale, thin, and far too calm, gripped the edge of the wood. You shouldn't have moved the furniture, a voice whispered from the darkness. It was a man's voice. It sounded tired, almost disappointed. I was happy in there. We had a good thing going. I didn't bother you. You didn't bother me. Why did you have to look? The door opened another inch. I could see a single eye staring at me through the gap, unblinking and dark. Now, he said, his voice dropping to a low, cold crawl. Set down the glass, and maybe I'll let you use your phone.
If you're enjoying this timeline and the power to decide what's next, please drop a like and cast your vote in the comments. This story only moves forward because of you. What is the next move? Option A. Smash the dining room window with the decanter and try to jump for the fire escape. Option B. Try to bargain with him through the gap in the door. Option C. Throw your full weight against the wardrobe to crush his hand and trap him again. The choice with the most votes decides the next chapter of this timeline. Head to the comments or the community tab to vote now.